Not since the horrors of the Black Plague has our land seen such despair. Almost 2 millennia after Sigmar founded the Empire, the realm is fractured and broken. 3 rival factions claim the Imperial Crown: Marienburg, Middenheim, and Reikland. Lure of power brings the armies of men against one another in a seemingly endless tide of battle. An island of peace in a sea of conflict, Mordheim drew wealth such as the city had never seen into its walls. But with its prosperity came the corruption of arrogance and hedonism and greed. The gods could not long abide the outrages of Mordheim's populace. In the heavens, an ill star appeared. A great twin-tailed comet that some priests warned was nothing less than the hammer of Sigmar. They preached tidings of doom and repentance, but their sermons were ignored. An attitude of rebellious revelry gripped the city as the comet grew ever nearer. The grand festival to celebrate the turn of the year was a mockery of the apocalyptic prophecies. It was then that the hammer fell. The fiery comet plowed through the city, gouging a deep crater in the midst of the poor quarter. The wondrous palace of Count Steinhard was broken, the grand amphitheater shattered, the vast great library blighted by a pall of ash. Fire and smoke decimated the populace, but worse awaited the survivors. A malignant corruption that brought with it mutation and madness, the vile taint of chaos. In the shattered city, strange green-black stones were discovered. Strange energies emanated from these shards. Warlocks and alchemists experimented with these word stones and soon determined that their uncanny properties could work wonders. Wordstone could heal the sick, regenerate the old, or even turn base metal to gold. Lust for Wordstone focused avaricious eyes upon ruined Mordheim. Treasure hunters descended upon the city, vying with both mutated horrors that claimed the ruins as their own, and crusading zealots who sought to prevent the taint from spreading. Inhuman creatures filtered into Mordheim, staking their own claims. An endless pilgrimage of the greedy and ambitious, fighting and dying in a place now called the City of the Damned.
The group that we're following is the group of ragtag individuals that all came here for their own reasons and figured it was best to band together and get more done in a group, and well, you only have to divide the warp stone, at least you can get more. So we come on down to a small, fairly run-down, massive holes in the wall, very shitty looking building, which group has holed up in for at least the night, maybe longer, as they've noticed a potential prize down the street. A manor that's mostly intact, but seems to have at least one current resident. We come on down after the morning, probably just had breakfast, been up for maybe an hour or so. Yeah, we'll just go on down the line. Who is Laristae?
My character's Larusta. She's a dark elf, obviously, and is a rogue. She has an assassin's background, has like beautiful silver hair, very edgy looking, has a dark cloak. Yeah, that's Larusta.
And what would Larusta be doing in the morning? Like just after breakfast, what are they up to?
Probably sitting in the corner and just being moody.
Sitting in the corner in the shadows, like sharpening a knife or something.
Yeah, pretty much. She always has a look that she's like continuously pissed off and always annoyed. Like
every dark elf in existence, just
pretty much.
Pissed off. As we cut away from the brooding elf in the corner. What is Mange Scratch up?
Mange Scratch be strongest Skaven ever to live. Ye come to Mordheim, seek treasure, fortune, power. But knowing Skaven, knowing life, knowing weakness, he drives to find party of like-minded individuals who may or may not stab Mange in back, but Mange will stab them in back first if they try to stab Mange in back. Want to get pretty loot, get pretty stone, get pretty shinies, become rich, powerful.
Mange is a Skaven barbarian who, as I sort of did in my weird voice, is basically in Mordheim with a sense of lust for wealth and power. And he has come to join this ragtag group because he realizes that even though he is probably one of the taller and stronger among the Skaven, and he is also a black rat, that doesn't necessarily make him invincible, especially in a place like this. So he'd rather have somebody to watch his back, even though he can't necessarily always trust everyone, because, of course, he is a Skaven, and all Skaven basically think that every other Skaven is going to stab them in the ass. So that is Mange Scratch's backstory. He walks around with a great axe, a two-handed great axe, but he also carries a dagger on his belt for if he happens to be in like enclosed quarters and needs something that he can maneuver better. And he's running around in medium armor because he could barely afford it with the help of Rowan, who probably won't stop holding it over his head.
And then a good introduction. Cut over to, I was going to say the only human, but that is wrong. Yeah, so who is Rowan and what are you doing?
A man sits at the table, getting ready for breakfast, but he appears to be studying from a spell book. He practices his gestures and closes the book, realizing that others are awake. Goes ahead and looks cheery, seeing the others, and cracks his knuckles, realizing that this city is ready to be looted. For prosper, for wealth, for power. That is dear Rowan. He is the party's human magic user. My name is Sponge. So you guys can refer to me as that, but Rowan's my character. He wears a bone-carved mask over his face with the symbol of chaos on the front, and doesn't really wear his shirt a lot. You guys aren't sure whether it's because he likes to brag about his abs, or if it's just that, he doesn't feel like he needs it. He carries a iconic bone flail with him, and always keeps his spellbook on his side in case of danger.
As we head away from Rowan, we head over to see Siegfried. What are you doing?
So Siegfried would begin his morning by getting up, donning his medium armor breastplate, and just kind of shadow fighting a bit, make sure his form is right down perfect. He came to Mordheim with a band of mercenaries, hoping to make some money off of that sweet, expensive, spooky stone. Disagreements were had, and he had to bail. Somewhere along the way, he ran to a bunch of freaks, but figured, hey, why not? Also, maybe has some enemies he doesn't want to face alone. Mainly wields a great sword, but also has a light crossbow. And a shield that, I don't know, just kind of there. Maybe it'll come in handy later.
Currently it's not being used, but maybe later.
Don't discount an occasional odder end.
And then finally, the goblin of the group.
Yes, I am Stacy Blurt, a female goblin bard. She came to Mordheim maybe just a month ago. She's been trying to survive from a day-to-day basis, and she met this group, and she was like, hey, maybe I can finally be one of the goblins who live long enough to see what does being two feel like. She's probably in the corner of the room eating as much leftovers of breakfast as she can.
Yeah, so that is the current ragtag group. Yesterday, fairly late in, you noticed this fairly decent looking, mostly intact manor, which is surprising. Not many buildings are still basically intact. You noticed some torchlight moving around, so there's at least one other person in there. So you camped down for the night. And yeah, what time would you guys get up to start this? It's like bright and early in the morning, heading out at night. What are you guys up to?
Probably in the middle of the night is when Mange is going to wake up and start, basically he's got to be going around the house to see if he can find anything shiny. Once he's basically looted every corner he can think of, he is going to wind up just anxiously sitting by the door, looking around and seeing if anything comes out. Basically standing watch.
You're checking around the house looking for shinies. So give me a detection.
I have the skill for it, so... right.
You go looking around, you can like root through drawers, rip up a few floorboards looking for hidden valuables. And you find 3 gold pieces kind of scattered around the place. 3 gold crowns, like bent up and like quite very dusty. It's going to take a while to clean them up, so they're not very shiny currently. But yeah, how are you guys going to head over to what is hopefully going to be your new base? Well, your base. You're new about it.
Well, guys, anyone want to do scouting one, or we want to just knock at the front door?
I don't think they're going to be very happy with us coming right up front and asking if we can have their house.
No, but
We'll check the outsides to see if there's any watch guards watching.
Sounds good
that's
to me.
a good first step.
You guys start heading your way down the street. It's a pretty short distance. You camp down not too far away, so not really much chance of running into anything dangerous. You're about a half hour from it, and you start heading down there. Yeah, a half-hour walk in Mordheim. It's not the safest thing, but it's also not immediately lethal, especially not for a half dozen people with weapons. You can go along and avoid the odd tentacles and barbs that shoot out of walls for seemingly no reason. You probably see a couple like shadows that could dive out of the way as you guys approach. Yeah. As you get near to the house, what is your approach? Are you going to try and be sneaky and like scout it out?
I know Rowan is willing to take the sneakier approach, but he's only willing to go ahead if you guys are okay with it.
Yeah, it'd be good to just have our sneakiest do casing out of the place. Just kind of see what we might be dealing with. See if you can spot other entrances, more guys in there. What could be going on?
Yeah, so I think what I could do is just scope the perimeter, go around, see if there's any multiple entrances we can find, any spots we can hide in to ambush or anything like that.
Yeah, I'd be willing to assist in that as well. Shall we roll stealth then?
Yeah, so the ones that are going to scatter out and roll your stealth. Who's sneaking ahead to scatter out? Like the rest of you could hang back, or you could all go up if you wanted.
Rowan's going ahead.
Scritch Scratch is gonna just tag along with Rowan.
As you come up to it, you see, like, in this last night, this 2-story manor, presumably also with a basement. Most places have them, especially big ones. Yeah, again, like, pretty intact. Like, quite surprising for Mordheim. Most things have at least one wall that's knocked in or a door that's gone. This one seems to be intact, although the gate that surrounds it seems to be in not as good condition. Yeah, an iron gate left unattended for a couple of years. It's fairly rusted. Like, the main gate's kind of hanging off of one hinge. Although you would see one like small building offset from the main one and off a fair bit. Seems like at some point like, the roof had collapsed in. It's just basically a big old pile of rubble where there was once presumably servants' quarters or something. Servants' quarters or a shed or something like that. This is the general layout of the ground floor. This bit is where the gate is, and these are a couple of doors that lead into the house. It's like as you're coming up, so you see like the general outline of it as you come in. So who is actually sneaking up to the place to get a better look?
I guess I'll try.
Same.
I will be joining them.
So the 3 of you start sneaking on up. You kind of come up to the edge of this gate. You see like definitely like several areas that you can like kick in or like break open one of the poles fairly easily to get in. You can basically get in anywhere along the side. Whoever's like kind of doing more of the scouting, looking around, roll me detection or perception if you don't have it. Yeah, detection is the skill, perception is the stat if you don't have it.
Oh, okay, I actually do have detection then. Hey, I passed by the skin of my teeth.
I'll try. I said I'd try. Flunky mask.
Yeah, Rowan's got a very narrow field of view in this mask.
Man-thing, look there. Look there, man-thing.
Yeah, so Rowan, you'd see like the general outline, but it's still fairly dark out, and obviously the Skaven and the elf can see a lot better in nighttime than humans can. So they're like able to see shadows and shapes and things, but not able to make much else out as the sun has yet to come up over the walls of the city. But you two, you're able to see the house, and in fact, after kind of sneaking around a bit, able to make out a few very small green-skinned creatures kind of standing around at the doors, kind of holding like very ragtagly put together bows and small knives on their belts.
New Blurk betrayed us.
So I say we just look around the other side of the building, see if we can spot any more of them,
Yeah.
and then
But-
get back to the rest of the group.
You look around, these grey bits are like windows that lead in. But yeah, it's fairly dark, so you need to get decently close to be able to actually see inside. Yeah, so there's like, the gate is like half open, so you could get through that fairly easily. But also, it wouldn't be too much effort to kind of like pop one of the poles off of the gate. It's like a metal, very rusted, like prism-style gate, kind of going around the place.
Question
It's
is
like
whether or not we can do it without it making a shit ton of noise.
It's true.
Just a gate of like this style.
Well, if that's the case, then I would go around the outside of the gate and look in.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that.
Yeah, you can like go around the entire outside, and you need to get closer to see that. But if you want to try and like pop one out and get in closer, you could try that. Or you could try and slip in under the gate without the goblins seeing you. They seem to be paying most of their attention towards the gate, although occasionally kind of looking around nervously.
Well, if there's goblins over there, they'd probably ransacked everything inside the building.
Not worry about shiny pretty now. Worry more about make sure kill things, then get shiny pretty.
Well, if we know the three out front, that you guys tell me. I guess we should head back to the group.
Yeah, I can't spot anything else from here.
Yeah, do we notice anything from the back?
Yeah, you could see where the windows are, but yeah, fairly early morning.
Not spotting any additional guards or anything?
Yeah, nobody's around the back. You don't see any back doors. A few back windows that you probably break in, but again, that leads to the noise problem.
And does it look like there's any bars and whatnot along the back fence that would be easy to break through?
I was about to ask that.
So you can see that like a lot of the bars would be fairly easy to open. You don't see any that would be like that like falling apart on their own or anything. It seems like any of them with a bit of muscle you could pop out, but yeah, nothing that would really stand out.
If you'd like to give Rowan a boost, he might be able to acrobatics his way across.
It's about a 7-foot wall or so, so yeah, you can like lift yourself up, although there are spikes along the top of it and they are fairly rusted, so that'll probably not be fun to cut yourself on.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I have magic to cure tetanus.
Do you have cure
They've,
disease?
they've totally
It's magic tetanus.
they've totally invented tetanus shots at this point, right?
I mean, you guys haven't got them.
Oh, but of course we do. The prison's right over there. They must have like a infirmary or something.
In this day and age?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
The high elves maybe, but not really anybody else.
Oh, it's almost like nobody can hear the sound of dripping sarcasm in my voice.
So, what's the plan here? You guys like to toss me across, or try and dig under
Go get rest of weird things.
I'll quickly go get them, and I'll start heading back to the group to just bring them around the back.
Knowing that the guards are there, you could like kind of take a route around that you would be sneaking past the goblins that go around here, go around a few other houses to get to the back. They all meet up at the back of the base.
Alrighty, what's the plan? Are we jumping over?
Well, I can go talk to them.
What do you think of telling them?
Yes, go talk to other greenskin things. Tell them please kill faster.
Okay, so, do I know that they're goblins?
Yeah, you could have like seen them as you went past, and yeah, goblins are pretty distinct.
I mean,
There's not really any
he
other
wasn't
kind
with
of
us, but
greenskin
we
that are
probably
actual.
understood it at least, so we could
Yeah.
tell him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really any other kind of greenskin that are that short. The rest are fairly large. Although, being a goblin, you also know that there's not a whole lot of places where you'll find goblins by themselves. Most of the time, where there's goblins, there are orcs nearby.
Okay, so I let the group know that there might be orcs around.
I'm not good at fighting hand-to-hand combat. Mange, you protect me.
Man-Thing learned to protect Man-Thing's self.
I would.
But
Magic.
Man-Thing not make good case for Man-Thing. Keep up.
Then throw me over.
Mange at this point just sort of turns to Siegfried, the other probably most muscular person in the party, considering he's the mercenary dude, and then says,
Both Man-Things throw Mange over. Mange lighter, Mange better.
All right.
Not even that strong, but I guess.
So you both are gonna grab me and try and throw him over.
Yeah.
Alright, so whoever has the better strength can roll a athletics with advantage.
Nursa is just watching this cross-armed and just gonna say, "Oh, this is gonna go great."
Throw him straight into the fence.
Yeah, I was just waiting to say immediately fail, land on spike, impaled. Fucking Mange is already dead.
Dead. Head first on the spike.
So I got a 6 and a 1.
That's a 1.
Yeah, that's a natural 1. Yep, so you guys just do the whole one. You both grab an arm, kind of swing. 1, 2, 3. And you give him a big old throw. Frankly, it's mostly Siegfried. How strong is Rowan? Rowan's above average.
I'm like 5'4", so I'm not like the most heavy thing, especially considering I'm also a Skaven.
Yeah, so you guys, then you throw him up and over the spike, and with a natural 1, you don't even have to roll to land. Just throw you perfectly over the spikes, and
Mange does a fucking pirouette midair and lands on his feet and just takes a bow. Mange, best acrobat.
Rowan just raised this sign that says 10.
Clap.
Silent clap.
Don't clap.
It's like tiny little finger clicks, like so vaguely shut,
very
silent
quiet
that you
clap,
could barely
so-
hear it. All right. So we didn't see anything in the back. I'm going to assume we're still doing this stealthily enough for it to work out. Oh boy. Another map change.
Yeah, just a bit of a closer up.
Rowan is going
Alright.
to turn to Siegfried and ask him to basically get into the stance of like getting down to get ready to throw somebody over. He's about to do a running head start.
Like down hands to lift your foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of just like stretches and just kind of works himself into position.
Gets himself into the fucking Charlie Brown holding the football position, pulls out his legs at the last moment, Rowan falls into the fence.
Cling.
So think you can alley oop Rowan.
Yeah.
Alright, roll your athletics. No advantage this time.
And do you want me to roll acrobatics to land?
Yep, and give me an acrobatics to see how well you take this land.
15 out of 18. Still a pass.
That you get.
Well,
You're thrown up and over. Like, landing not as gracefully as Mange did, but managed to land fairly heavily.
He just rolls to the side as you're about to land on top of him.
Shh, man thing, land quiet.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't land better.
Shh.
All right.
Turns back.
We're both over the fence. Is it alright if Mange sort of, now that he's on this side, sees if from this perspective any of the fucking fence posts along this edge look that like has a better chance of maybe finding something that looks like it might actually just give way easier for the rest of them to come in?
Yeah, sure. Roll your protection. If you scan along from this end,
Damn
see if there's any loose bolts or anything that you can
Yeah,
take
only a
out.
15 out of 16 again. Exactly
Yeah,
what I
it's
rolled
not
last
bad.
time.
Man.
Yeah, it's fairly rusted. Like you could pop it off, but you don't see any way to like take out the bolts without tools.
It would all creak. All right.
Yeah.
Mange and man thing, sneak around, check out building. Rest of you go front, ready for signal. Signal probably loud noises and screaming.
I can't believe I'm gonna listen to a rat right now. Fine.
Give a thumbs up and just kind of whisper to Daciago Rossi. Is like, all right.
All the way out to the front gate.
I think you guys aren't actually hugging it, but I can't pull you any further away than that.
Yeah. So since this map is a little bit different, where would the open windows be?
I think like right here, right here.
This one, and that
Yeah,
one.
there were those.
I can sort of see
there-
them now. They look like
Yeah,
they have like a little
there's
barry.
tiny one there, one there, and one over there.
All right. Mange points to Rowan and points him to go to this one over here, but just sort of says it silently. And Mange, meanwhile, is go ahead over here.
All right, Rowan is gonna try and stealth his way over to the window.
And same here with Mange to the other one.
Yeah, Rowan, your one's closer. You kind of sneak up and you can like peek through the window. See, it's like pretty like caked with dirt, and like nobody's cleaned it up and all. But you can like put your head against it and peek through. And you see what seems to be like a study, like bookshelves, a table with various things on it, which seems almost in perfect condition. Like everything set up exactly as you would expect for like a normal study.
From expecting the window, would I happen to find a lock on it?
These windows don't open. They're just glass built into the thing.
Okay, got it.
As we go up main, you sneak up and you have to peek your little head, peek up, you snout up against the glass as you look on through. Initially, as you kind of look around, you see this like small like sitting room kind of thing. And as you look, you don't try and peer more through it to see what's on the other side of the room, but roll me a detection.
I did better that time.
Yeah, you peek through and took your head in. You're able to see sat at this presumably fairly large table, although got quite a few dents and broken bits on it, and no cutlery, just big slabs of meat on it. Is a couple orcs, one significantly larger than the other one.
Like how large are we talking here? I get an idea of like, is he like a 7 or 8 foot tall orc?
Yeah, that one is sort of like the fairly standard orc around yeah,
like 6 foot.
6 foot, 6.5 foot. This one is hard to tell through like all the glass in that, but probably
like
around
7.5.
Yeah, 7.5 or so. Yeah, you're just kind of like tearing this big slab.
Mange is going to back the fuck out of here and go try and meet up with Rowan again.
While he's doing that, Rowan would like to also check out this window here.
You can see like a small dresser kind of thing, like not a dresser, like a couple of rows of shelves, like a few small knickknacks on them, and a fairly nice looking carpet, all looking fairly dusty. And so as you're peeking through that, Mange comes up behind.
Mange is going to walk up next to Rowan and sort of just like lean into his ear and say,
Big green things in other room, taller than man thing.
Rowan's just visibly shaken, just having a rat surprise him like that. He's just, oh, okay.
Shh. Big man things, bigger than man things, size green things, eating big slabs of meat, other room, big kitchen, dining thingy.
What do we want to do about that then? Do we want to take out the guys at the front?
Probably easier? What do you see?
Just a carpet, the door, and back in the previous window was a study.
Mange not know how to study.
Mange sort of like scratches his like parts of him that are like mange ridden for just to think
Scratching a lot of dust and a few lice fall out.
Basically. He doesn't even care about Rowan being there, so he's probably doing this all way too close to him. Mange looks at him and says,
What man thing think?
Try and be sneaky, but let's see if we can get a closer look at those goblins, as we saw before. And
Mange was sort of thinking the same thing, so he's gonna nod along and just like try and go around the left side.
Being sneaky.
And sort of just, yeah, I'm gonna try and sneak around the side to see if we can spot the goblins without being noticed.
Yeah, roll another stealth. You kind of going around to like peek around corners and that, not just
great success.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice. You guys both just kind of peek up around that.
Super stealthy trooper.
Sneaky.
One's right there.
You see one there, and you see another one kind of come out, seemingly walking around a touch, like he's stretching his leg.
Alright, so number one, it's really dark. Do they have like torches or anything?
No, goblins have goblins have fairly good night vision.
Alright. Realistically, does Mange think that if he managed to get behind the goblin without being noticed, that he might be able to just like stab him in the neck and take him out fucking Metal Gear style?
Yeah, the goblin's like 3 foot tall. it won't be the thing of getting behind him. That would be the problem, because he's like this one is fairly like back to the door, looking around, like he's looking fairly nervous, although not glancing in this direction. He's more looking towards the gate, thankfully, and looking around nervously. And this one is more wandering around, but also still looking quite nervous.
All right, so is this one like looking behind him at any point, or is it just mostly like in?
Yeah,
fucking
on
this
occasion,
general-
he seems to be mostly concerned with the gate now. He's like looking around at that, and we're like flip back towards the side, and then flip back towards the gate for a while.
All right.
Rowan turns to Mange and says, "Wasn't there 3?
Other side.
I have an idea. Well, a fun idea. I'm going to take out these 2 guys. The 2 is in front of us, and if you can sneak around and take out that 3rd one, that should clear our entrance for being stealthy. Just hold on, watch." And Rowan will pull out his spellbook and begin reading some arcane, as he is going to go ahead and cast the spell Sleep.
And I wait until he's like there. And yeah.
Here,
So
let me-
what it looks like when Rowan casts out his sleep.
Rowan begins pulling out his arcane, his book, and just it starts glowing cyan as he begins reading the words on the page. And he goes ahead and starts speaking out these arcane symbols. And at a sort of high amp of him, he like points over in the general area that he wants the sleep to become effective.
And let me see how many hours at least they're out for. 1 hour. All right.
Yeah.
They're
So you
both asleep.
cast that and made it, and the goblins that were a second ago looking very nervous. They're kind of skitching about, staring at the gate, kind of like their eyes grow heavy, and they just kind of slump down, kind of. So the one that's kind of walking around kind of crops down, like starts cuddling with his bow. He doesn't kind of slump against the door and slides down.
As after he notices that he's fully asleep, he comes up to him, sort of gently moves him aside, like to this little spot right here, and then uses the corner to peek out.
And you're gonna try and peek
And,
into
and,
the door.
and motions for Rowan not to go out in the fucking open. And he's got just peek around this corner and see if he spots anything.
So you're kind of like
Nice.
peeking open the door and looking through. Yeah, you peek. Yeah, you peek around the side, and yeah, you see like the edge of a bow kind of sticking out, like around the side of the thing. Then you do a quick peek through the door. You see this like, small entranceway seemingly, and you can see kind of lean against the wall, like and like picking his teeth with these great gnarled fingernails. This large green-skinned creature.
Does he seem to be awake? Is he paying attention?
Yeah, is there like half paying attention? Seems like he's supposed to be, but he's more concerned with getting whatever that is out of his teeth right now.
He's sort of nodding off a little bit. All right.
He's awake. He's just like picking at his teeth.
Yeah. All right. So Mange is going to make sure that these doors are closed.
Yeah, that door on that side is closed, and you kind of use that one shot again.
And he is going to like crawl low stealthily, like down here, go around, and at this point, he's going to try and just sort of like see if he can leap out quickly enough and just take out the goblin in like a single shot, hopefully without it screaming out.
So you sneak around over there, and yeah, you're short enough, and the windows up a bit. You can just crawl around underneath them without the orc being able to see you. Then you get up there, and you take your axe, and you go to swing it. I'll roll a quick thing for the goblin to see if he's able to score first. Yeah, so you come up around, bringing in your axe, and roll your attack. You can have advantage. Yeah, advantage because it didn't know you were there. At 4 damage, kills it anyway. It's a goblin. Yeah, so you can come around the corner, just swinging the axe and head straight off.
And it doesn't scream out because it doesn't notice in time.
Yeah, it kind of like turns, sees you, and then its head is off.
Right, and you said this door was already closed, right?
Yeah, it was kind of back to the door, looking around.
Alright, I quickly grab the body, drag it around the corner, and sort of hide it in this little nook here. To make sure that even if the door is open, he won't notice it. Any like excess
Slump
blood.
it against the wall.
Any excess blood that's there, Mange sort of just like quickly turns around, leans out its tail, and sort of like quietly mops it up as best he can. He grabs the head too, and I need some sort of collection. Some sort of collection. He takes out his dagger, he cuts off the goblin's ear and puts it in his pouch.
Slice off this, like, very large pointed ear with, like, what looks like a bite taken out of it.
No, chat, I will not take off his dick! I don't even think greenskins have dicks. I don't know how the fuck they reproduce.
In Warhammer Fantasy, they do.
Yeah,
it's like goblins are noted as, well, doing the standard things when they take cities, whereas orcs don't really care for that. So you guys have dealt with the outside guards. 2 of them are sleeping peacefully, and one, well, he's sleeping forever.
Right. So earlier, what did you mention about the gate? Like it would open?
Yeah, it's like there's a gap you could like kind of crawl your way under.
Right. So assuming that the rest of them are by the gate, I sort of put a finger to one of my lips and motion for them to come forward.
Yeah, you can look around and eventually spot them kind of like hiding, like hid back so that the goblins wouldn't see them, and you kind of like quietly gesture for them to come over. So do the three of you come up and slip through the gate?
Yeah, I do.
Yep. Giving it a signal was actually a lot quieter than we would have thought.
So yeah, we're all basically I'm going to tell them to come up around like here so they're not in view of the windows. And then once they get up close, assuming they manage to come up stealthily enough to not alert him on their own, I'm going to inform them that big green skin thing right inside, picking nose.
Yeah. As you guys come up, you hear a few loud bangs from the inside, like something smacking into the wall. And then some shoutings in Orcish.
Well, that'll cover their approach pretty well.
Goes on for a couple seconds and stops. Something else is said in Orcish.
Do any of us speak Orcish?
No, I don't think so. Unless the goblin does.
Well, I would assume the goblin does, because it's about the same language.
Yeah, I didn't think goblins have their own separate language. I think Goblin and Orcish is the exact same thing.
Okay, so I can understand what they're saying, I guess?
Yeah. So you'd hear like the kicking and goes, "Alright, stop kicking that dang thing!" He's like, "Well, I want to get in." So the boss said no.
And I'm gonna tell the group, well, I think they're hurting another goblin inside the place? Or kicking it around or something?
Mange sort of just like scratches his chin, then remembers that he had his dagger out and puts it away before he proceeds to scratch his chin again.
Slits his own throat.
Give it a few seconds, there's one less to worry about.
Mange makes a very specific point to look at Stasiog and pull out the ear and show it to him. Mange tries to remember if anybody in the party had any decent ranged weapons that might be able to pierce through orc helmet armor. Well,
Siegfried eyeing, patting the spot, checking for his crossbow to see if it's still holstered.
Yeah, you got the crossbow on your back.
Ooh, can I go see one of the goblins asleep and pick up their bow?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a fairly crude-looking bow. Like, looks like the kind of thing that will fall apart if you shoot it too fast.
Mange also makes it a point, since Rowan is still over there, to point at the goblins and make a throat-slitting motion to him. To like they're asleep, just stab their necks in.
Oh god, Rowan only has a flail and a crossbow, so he's tempted to
smash their faces in with the flail.
Yeah, the stealthiest flail possible.
Hit the shoulder, like, and wake up.
Yeah, they're asleep and there's no other threats. Yeah, you just kind of like swing it around your head for a bit and then bring it down in the face.
Crack.
And they just go flat.
And then Rowan sneakily make his way over. Oh yeah, to that one.
Wow, these orcs were rolling ass to notice you guys. They're more below a 16.
Well, these orcs, they ain't too smart, but they strong.
Rowan would come back around the corner, half covered in blood, just like giving a thumbs up to Mange.
Mange just gives him a thumbs up back and then looks at everyone else and motions them to come closer into the corner here, like in breaching format for the door.
I'll get to Rowan's side.
I was actually gonna say, maybe Laraste go with Mange, and then I'll go with Rowan. That way we each have like a heavy guy with a spelly guy.
Yeah, that works.
And
We'll go with Mange then.
I'll just go with Mange.
Yeah.
I assume you guys have been being stealthy around the windows.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was the
Yeah.
point.
Just each time rolling.
I assume you haven't been just walking back and forth across the window.
Mange talks to the two right next to him and says, "Have throwy things or shooty things."
I'll then ready my light crossbow.
All right. He notices that, nods, and then looks to the goblin.
Yeah, I only have a short sword.
All right. Yeah, and the bows are sort of shit.
Yeah, it's like, they'll still work, and they are Stacy size. It'll fall apart at shots.
Okay, then I'll go pick up the bow.
Rowan would turn to Siegfried and basically tell him, "I'm gonna open up the door, and do you have a ranged weapon ready?"
Siegfried would draw out his crossbow.
Good man. As soon as we get the signal, I'll open the door stealthily, and you shoot.
He would
Rowan will
nod,
get-
and I'm gonna use adaptable to. He'll swap his maneuver to ranged for the moment.
Mange is basically going to move back here out of the way of the doorway and motion for the other two to get into positions on like either door.
I'll sneak up to around there.
Yeah, you don't need any more stealth. He's just been rolling absolute ass on his perception.
I mean, I just wanted to stealth behind the door, so.
So you guys gonna throw open the doors?
I was planning on doing a dex to sleight of hand, or trying to do it without sound, and he
Just not have it be a loud bang of the door.
No, I think we've established this orc is fairly oblivious. You kind of pull open the door, cracks to see if we can slot his crossbow through. Yeah, everybody with ranged weapons, roll your attacks. And you have advantage, because he has no fucking clue you're there. Yeah, so for the light crossbow, you do the max damage plus 1.
It is.
And so 11 damage with the crossbow. So yeah, so the door opens, the Siegfried just comes out, shot right through his head. It just drops.
So everybody else but Siegfried held off, after seeing that he just killed him.
Yeah, so the door cracked open and Siegfried just lined up his shot and straight through the orc's head. And then Larest and Stacey Orc, who were prepared to fire theirs, will all kind of loosen the arrows as they see the orc just bolt through the head and just hit the deck.
There's a quiet fist bump as he goes to reload.
Nice.
We're just like fucking... We're like fucking surgical on this operation. This makes no goddamn sense for a ragtag team, but we're going in here just like, alright, we're Rainbow Six, fucking get in there.
They're fighting orcs. They're not known for their perception.
Misfit Team 6.
Yeah, but still, this level of coordination from such a misfit party is hilarious to me. Like, only two people even share a race, and one of them is like a mercenary, and the other one's like a fucking crazed cultist, so...
Hey, it's stealth wizard to you, mister.
Man thing can't hear me. This is out of character.
Oh boy. Alright, so as the orc drops dead, Mange is going to sort of, considering he's been doing pretty stealthy so far, he is going to motion to the elf to come with him and, like, check out the room immediately inside.
Yeah, I nod and follow you in.
You see this fairly smallish entryway. Like, you see, like, they used to be like painting this stuff along the wall, but they've been like torn apart and mangled, like orcs tend to do to most things they find. There's like big scratch marks on the wall, which seem to be like they were trying to carve in some kind of symbol, but didn't
Just
have
fucking gave
the
up.
intelligence or dicks to do it. Yeah, like they got halfway through and went,
Yeah,
they got halfway
Folky.
through and left to go kick a wall.
Boss is just like, hey, stop doing that shit and come here and let me take this.
Rowan would politely open the door for Siegfried and do the after you motion.
Siegfried would strut on it.
Mange, assuming he doesn't notice anything that looks like it's going to kill him, walks up to the orc and cuts off its ear and then holds it out for Siegfried.
Siegfried would walk over, take it, just be like, "Thanks, rat thing."
Mange smiles, but it's hard to see because he has a fucking snout.
Yeah. The slightest curl up of the edges of it, like all the teeth are showing. It looks fairly scary.
Man thing and Mange will compare collections later. More to kill.
Mange also turns to... Alright, so he looks to Larasti, Stasioig, and Siegfried and gets them up to speed about what he saw earlier in the back, which is the big-ass orc and the other orc. Basically informs them that there are at least two more things that they will have to kill.
So, some sort of boss of some kind. Probably very tough to kill.
Taller than man thing, taller than elf thing.
Killed probably quite a few humans, maybe a few elves. Yeah, this thing could be a good kill.
Mange wants ear.
Mechanic.
And you can have that ear.
Yeah, this bit's a wall and the staircase is going up a little bit, and then this is a door further in.
Ah, that's a door.
There's a door there, and there's a door at the top of the very short set of steps.
Mange is going to approach this door on the right side and try and sleight of hand open it really slowly.
Yeah, so or you sleight of hand.
Which I don't actually have, so dexterity.
So just Dex.
Oh, great success.
You start to squeeze it open, and as you crack it open, there is this horrific stench that just wafts through the room.
Mange doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, you're sensitive smell, but you're also a Skaven, you're fairly used to it.
Doesn't really faze me much.
You keep on
What a hygiene race.
Yeah. You look into what seems like there's probably stables of some kind, but in the corner, instead of where you put the horse, there's just a massive pile of shit. Not really any other way to put that.
I roll to throw shit at him!
No, God damn.
It's probably about the size of the big orc that you saw, for an idea of how much shit there is.
Mange, he doesn't see anything else, so he walks in straight over to the pile of shit. And, he will now proceed to check the shit to see if there's anything shiny in it.
Alright, roll your detection.
As he does that,
you see me crack open the door, you'll get blasted.
Great success! I better find a fucking magical weapon in this pile of shit.
It'll be a shitty one.
as he runs over to the pile of shit, I'm literally just gonna say, "Oh, please don't put your hand in the poop."
Don't put it. He just dives his hand like elbow deep into the pile and starts rooting through it. Yeah, orc digestion is pretty strong. Like, orcs are known to be able to eat a lot of stuff, but as you kind of root through it, you kind of feel something solid, and you pull it out, and you find this like a chalice.
Assuming that obviously the chalice is covered in shit, Mange is going to proceed. Is there anything like rag-like nearby that he can grab to just like try and rub it off so he can see if it's
not
shiny?
that isn't also covered in shit.
He's gonna walk over to the dark elf and
I immediately say no and step back.
You're lucky, because if you hadn't said that, he would have been like reaching out for part of your clothes to rub it off on.
Oh yeah, I know.
That, but covered in shit. Alright, so Mange at least has some sort of sack, I'm gonna gather, to hold this shit.
Yeah.
Not shit, but
Literally.
Not the shit, but the chalice that's from the shit.
It does have a bunch of shit in the top of it now. Unless you like take the time to scoop that out.
Oh, he scoops it out shortly after Luraste backs off. And he proceeds to just shove it in his pouch and say, "My shiny."
We're gonna encounter like questing Bretonnian knights looking for that chalice.
You seek the Holy Grail.
Holy artifact.
We come with our entire company to this realm of Mordheim in search of the Holy Chalice. And Skaven is just gonna be like, "No, my shiny!" And with that, Mange is done in the shit room. Steps outside and quietly shuts the door. And then, is there like any like remains of tapestry or painting or something that I could use to wipe it off?
Yeah, there's plenty of remains of tapestries along the walls.
Right. So now that he notices those, he walks up to like the nearest one and just rips it off and wipes down the chalice as best he can in the moment, and then shoves it in his bag.
Yeah, you're kind of getting off the majority of it, but it's going to need a fairly thorough polish.
No time for fancy polish later.
Is the dead orc still like in the room?
Yeah, it's just like on the stairs unless anybody moves it.
Should we move it to the pile of shit?
Yes, I imagine the rest of you, except maybe Stacey, like, the smell is not a pleasant one.
The rest is kind of looking a little bit green.
We still want this place? We're gonna have to shovel it out later.
Yeah, thankfully, I imagine you guys have strong enough stomachs that the smell of shit isn't going to make you just collapse and start vomiting. But yeah, it's definitely bothering. Like, you're definitely going to want to get that cleaned out before you move in.
Alright, so after Mange does the tapestry, he walks back inside and goes up to the door. Check it, actually. He turns and looks at the goblin and motions for them to come along because he can already see that the other ones are disgusted.
I'll reluctantly follow.
He was motioning to the goblin behind you, but he sort of just like looks at you oddly as you walk in, and just shrugs and goes back to the door and attempts to open it quietly.
Rowan will motion at Siegfried to kind of get ready to stack up on this door.
So move on up. As he passes the corpse of the orc he shot, anything on him noticeable?
It's like fairly beefy looking, maybe a sword, maybe a cleaver, and a shield that looks like it was put together from like hacking apart a table and then stitching it back together into the shape of a shield.
How big are the cleaver and sword?
They're big enough that although for the orc, the sword thing was probably a one-handed weapon. For you, it would be on the border of one-handed and two-handed.
Yeah, I'll pass on that one. Also, so for adaptable, it mentioned while you can switch around multiple times during a combat as part of it, what would count as that one combat? Would it have just been the encounter with that orc?
Yeah, that was like one very short combat. We didn't get to roll initiative because he killed him quick enough, but yeah, that would count as one combat.
Okie doke.
I mean, as he kind of peeks through, you see, like, as it walks past, you see, like, the big meaty leg of an orc.
Mange quietly closes the door again to make sure that it doesn't somehow notice that he's opened it, and then looks at the other two and just sort of, like, does a series of motions that don't make any sense in an attempt to fucking tell them that there's one big thing back there. He's just fucking, like, you know, like in the fucking movies when the idiot is trying to do all the weird motions with his hands and shit.
Yeah, so Maine starts having a seizure.
Yeah, basically.
Should we go in there?
He just sort of shakes his head, says, just sort of mouths big green thing to them.
You're kind of like getting the idea across. And Rowan and Siegfried, what are you guys up to now that you've checked the ore?
I want to go ahead and, I'm not sure about Siegfried, but Rowan was thinking about taking a quick peek inside, trying to be a bit stealthy.
Stealth's not necessarily his forte, so he'll let you take a peek.
All right.
He'll be watching. He'll watch you watch, and he'll watch you.
Yeah, Rowan's holding his armor to stop it from clinking whenever he moves.
Do you want me to roll Dex for sleight of hand?
Mm-hmm. You peek open the door, well, the doors. As you kind of peeking through, you hear like a few heavy footfalls coming towards you.
Rowan will he'll kind of motion at Siegfried to get ready to get out his Zweihander, and Rowan will roll a stealth to try and just step back to here and ready his crossbow.
Alright, Siegfried's gonna get out his Zweihander.
And just... Rowan gestures you to get out your Zweihander. You pull it out, and then Rowan's fucking gone. Like, yeah, what? No.
So, not letting myself be too shaken by the sudden disappearance of Rowan, he's gonna move out his Zweihander and just kind of ready to either when he hears noise from beyond or just like presumably from like across from us where the others are to move in, or just, you know, move in if something tries to come through the door.
So back over to us, I'm gonna gather.
Yep.
So
you close the door and get the idea across to them that there's a big thing on the other side of the door.
Mange sort of points at Larasti and says, like, sort of holds his hand like he's holding a gun and says, reload, basically, with his mouth.
Yeah, the rest is probably already reloaded beforehand, so...
And then he sort of steps aside, obviously trying to get you to come up to the door and prep. Alright, so he's gonna hold his axe, like, next to him, lean against the wall as quietly as possible, and just wait for, like, combat of any sort to take place, and sort of, like, nod his head at her to actually open the fucking door.
I walk up to the door and slowly, very slowly open it. Like, as I open it, I just peek my crossbow through, and if I see an orc, I'll try and nail it.
And as you're doing that, Siegfried, you see the door in front of you kind of opens. And you see an orc there, like, seemingly about to say something, which then sees you.
I say, hey there, and attack.
Yeah, roll me your initiative. Yeah, so Siegfried, this orc steps through the door, and if an orc can look surprised.
Oh, there's this big, goofy face.
They're like, what the hell? And you swing this white hander in, the orc just like seemingly out of instinct more than anything just brings up the shield and just like gets thrown against the wall a bit by the sheer mass of those white handers smashing it.
Am I still in the area wide enough to swing my Zweihander all right?
Yeah, it's like this is a fairly large manor. Like there's enough room for swinging around. It's like a bit more cramped than you'd like, but there's enough room.
Okay, yeah, I'm staying here.
If orcs are staying here, then the roof is high enough. And as they recovers from the shock and just swings the massive cleaver at you, that is a natural one.
Free attack.
Yeah, so he goes to swing at you and just like does a full rear back shield like way out behind it, like the classic movie thing. Yeah, and when somebody rolls a natural one in melee, the person engaged in melee with them can make a free attack, so roll your thing. Guys, you rear back, you can go into jab if it was white-handed.
Oh!
Oh, nice. It'll be different crit damage, though.
Yeah, you'll think it's D12 plus 4, so you do 16 damage as you just... And this rears back, you just jab up through the throat. And it kind of like goes on it for a second, look, like another look of surprise on his face. And it's like, wait, what just happened? But you pull the blade out and it like slumps to the floor, gurgling out.
So, do we notice all of this? Like, is this loud enough for us to obviously know?
Yeah, you guys hear, you guys hear, well, first you hear just something said in Orcish. But Stacey Orc hears what the dog? And then...
So Mange, in reaction to this, is gonna, go around here and try and see what's going on, basically.
Yeah, you step out and see somebody, like, pulling his blade out of its throat.
I'll follow right behind him and see this.
Mange does a quiet clap and then motions to his ear. Or, trying to tell Siegfried to cut it off, basically.
Siegfried likes this competition. He'll take a moment to just kind of clean his blade as he moves into the room, and then I'll take an ear.
Mange just sort of does a both hands down, yes, kind of thing, motion and reaction.
Does Siegfried have a dagger or anything?
Shit, no.
See the giant Zweihander.
The blade of his right hand.
Mange just walks over and just hands him Mange's dagger to do the job right.
Thanks.
With the dagger, you pick up the flop and just
give back dagger after.
You slop the air off the rest of the squad, kind of plopping back down onto the orc's face.
Mange looks at the other two and just sort of thumbs up to the goblin and the elf.
I give a thumbs up back, and I'm going to start stealthing my way up to these doors over here.
Mange sort of frantically waves his hands at her, trying to get her attention before she does.
Yeah, I look back to see what you want to try to say.
Mange, he remembers how big he made the orc look in his previous, finger tracing, and then he, increases it by, 2 feet, and says, and sort of mouths, big orc behind there, because he sort of vaguely remembers the layout.
Alright, so I'll wait for everybody to come to the door with us, with me, I mean.
Yeah. It's like the orc you saw, it was hard to know exactly the size from sitting down, but from the side of the roof, it seems like he would be, just shy of, his head just scraping the ceiling.
Yeah, so he's obviously gonna be a huge boy, and we don't want to just have the elf go in alone and be noticed by any chance. So Mange is going to quietly see if he can spot I'm assuming this is a room, so...
I think this is the observatory.
That's the study room. Okay, well, as you look at that door, you see it has clearly been kicked several times as the door's kind of splintering inwards. You can, a few holes can peek through, but it seems like the door was locked and they kept trying to kick it in.
Mange remembers that the other, he actually saw through this one, so he remembers that that's probably just the fucking rug. Looks at the other two and motions for them to come closer and is basically asking, "You ready, fight big thing?"
Rowan kind of shrugs and pulls out his spell book.
I crack my neck and just...
He cracks his neck and claps his head.
Just snaps.
Nice shit.
He just snaps his own neck and just dies.
He couldn't handle the idea of fighting an orc that big.
Suicide. Shh, if you're going to die, at least do it quiet.
I've been rolling every now and then to see if they hear you, and they have rolled absolute ass. They've not rolled below a 50. In D&D, they did great.
Mange is going to try and catch up with the elf and sort of try and get the others to come along.
Ron kind of turns to Siegfried to see if he's going to follow suit or possibly check out these other 2 rooms.
Siegfried would, before, like, peeking into one of these 2, just kind of cautiously make his way around a door to the nearest one.
Mange, just quietly as possible, taps his foot out of impatience.
Which is a lot louder than normal because the claws just kind of on the wood.
Yeah, if he peeks
He
into
sort of
this
curls
one,
up the claws very specifically, so only like the foot part of his foot touches.
You go and you peek into that one and find looks like some kind of like small servant's room.
Alright.
A shitty looking bed. I forget the name for the fantasy
Bed
toilets.
stand? Oh, a loop?
It's like a wooden stool with a hole in it and a bucket underneath it. There's a fancy name for them, but I can't remember what it is.
Privy?
Does it come with a bidet?
Only in Bretonia.
Ah, of course. What do you see?
Shit.
A bed. A shitter.
Looks like you found your room.
I mean, it's not a... It's better than
At
what
this
we've seen
point,
so
we all
far.
know Mange is fucking sleeping in the fucking big pile of shit.
Shit pile is in bed.
Mange get more powerful the more diseases he contracts.
Hey, you're not part
What
of
about this last room?
Fucking Skaven are basically discount Nurgle worshippers. Don't even chill with me. They basically are. Anyway.
You peek in and you find some stairs leading up. Yeah, that seems to be about it in this room.
Alright, yeah, he's gonna go rejoin everyone then.
Yeah. Alright, so Mange is like,
Stealth been working so far, but not work big guy. We storm in, get by surprise, stab shank, murder big green thing.
You got
they
that close
rolled,
yet?
they rolled shittily again, didn't they?
Not 13 closest yet.
I could feel, like, I can't see the dice, but I could feel them rolling badly.
That was the best perception roll they've done yet, and it was a 13. Their perception is 10.
Oh, orcs, you fucking dipshits. Alright. So Mange is going to just, basically try and encourage people to, what the fuck do they call it in fucking SWAT videos where they're, like, getting on
Stack
top
up.
of stack up on the door? Yeah, basically he wants us all to stack up on the door. So he's trying his best with, like, weird motions to get us to do that.
I skillfully gesture Siegfried to go in front of me, and then tell whisper to Minge to also go in front to organize correctly.
Just getting this ready. Don't panic yet.
Just like, don't panic yet as turn order comes up. I mean, we all know what's going to happen.
Into the combat.
Become the same person. Rowan hides behind the goblin somehow.
He's like half his height.
Pulls out the crossbow, just like uses her head as a steady.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out a short sword in my left hand with the crossbow in my right.
I should stop using up all the high rolls, but yeah, I rolled 3. 18, 18, 20. If they roll this in combat, you guys would die so quick.
Oh boy. Yeah, use up all his quote unquote good high roll luck on the things where you don't want to get good high roll luck. Oh fuck's sake. Alright. Mange is just like going to look at everyone and see if they all look like they're ready and sort of just do a nod to everyone. So he looks at Larasti.
We nod back.
Yeah.
Alright, Mange basically does like a countdown, 3, 2, 1, go. and it bursts open the door. Basically, as soon as he bursts open the door, he's going to attempt to charge the nearest thing. So,
yeah, you guys have been stealthy enough and they've been rolling absolute ass. You can get your free turn.
oh boy. Mange runs in. Swing! It's AC 10.
You run in and you swing it, and the orc is like, grabs like the chair you were sitting on, brings it up, and your axe digs into the chair. As the orc steps back and picks up a big cleaver, which I'm not sure if it's meant to be a weapon or he was just using that to cut his meat or something, but he's got it now.
With the light crossbow, Rowan would try and take a shot at Mr. Big Man.
13, you fire that and it kind of sticks into the shoulder, but you see there's a fairly large metal plate on the shoulder, so it kind of dings off of that. Kind of looks away, got shot, and looks at you.
Siegfried's gonna, while this one's distracted currently fighting Mange, Siegfried's gonna try to flank him from the side and attack.
So you run up, and you guys now outnumber him, so you get a +1 to hit.
Oh, nice.
So, Roland will just manually add +1?
It should ask for a modifier, I think. But either way, that hits. Siegfried's been destroying. But thankfully, these ones were aware of a fight, so he's going to take that hit on his shield. Zero and quickly brings up his shield, which is hit, and the shield just shatters upon impact.
So no more shield.
Yeah, progress.
I'm gonna move out to around here and take a shot with my light crossbow against the big orc.
Yeah, you fire that, and as he's like laughing at that when he fires down, hits him in the gut. It kind of doubles over,
Yeah, should roll.
rips it out, and throws it on the ground. And he's now picking up his axe. Right, basically.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna head over to where Mange and Siegfried is, and then I'm gonna just hit the orc with my short sword.
Roll your attack, and you get a +1 to hit.
Now his shield doesn't exist anymore, so he can't fall back on that.
And he's also
Wow!
Oh no.
As you went in, like, darting under the mage's leg to go and stab in, the orc sees you come and just swings down the cleaver at you. And he rolls a nat 1.
Can we take an attack of opportunity then?
I don't think opportunity attacks here are free ones, but cause otherwise that could just keep going back and forth forever.
But that would be funny though.
Yeah, but I'm going to do something else. He still gets something. I just don't want it to end up going back and forth for a year, because that very much could happen, knowing the roll so far. As you dive in under the legs and go to stab him, you dive yourself back. The cleaver kind of swings down and smashes into the floor. He's like jars up his arm. The orc definitely looks like he's a bit cut off by smashing his weapon into the floor. You see several
Completely and utterly
cracks
stuck into the floor tile.
Yeah. Yes, straight in, the orc's trying to pull it out. Yeah, now all of you guys roll your initiatives. Yeah, so this guy's going to try and pull out his weapon. Right, so he kind of wrenches his thing out of the floor and is looking at you guys, realizing he is now alone facing 3 people.
That basically is action then?
Yeah, you have to rip it out of the floor. And this orc's going to step up. It's going to take a big old swing at Mange. And that is an 18.
I have 15 AC, so that would be a hit.
No, ass damage, that's 2. Minimum damage you could possibly do.
Hey, Mange, just scratch.
Well, at least I'm getting lucky even when I'm getting unlucky.
And remember, when you take damage, you can just rage to halve it and have it going.
I don't give a shit about raging for 2 damage. Mange takes it on the chin, not literally, because that would probably be death. But
Takes your jaw. Yeah, the orc comes roaring in and swings the cleaver and kind of swings it down, and you like duck out of the way, barely skimming over you. Because you want to get staggered, so you don't actually.
Mange not looking for barber!
And then see, they kind of raise up the shield and goes to smash you with it. Oh, that was a 19, but instead it is a 12.
that would miss.
He kind of rolls and swings that, and you quickly dodge out of the way, the massive shield flying past your face as well.
Just imagining fucking Matrix dodging the orc shield.
Yeah, it's not too hard to dodge orc attacks. It's just that if one hits you, they normally fuck you up unless they roll ass.
Yeah, like these guys.
I mean, yoga.
Alright, this guy just tried to give me a haircut. I'm gonna try to give him a head cut.
You have not been rolling that well in your attacks. You swing if your axe and you He like parries it out of the way with his big cleaver.
I don't really have a lot in my inventory at the moment, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my action to reload my crossbow. Yeah, stack up to here.
And the big boy grabs his axe and steps on up. It rolled an 11. It just comes roaring and swings this massive axe with the biggest telegraph of a swing that Siegfried has ever seen. And just easily like lean backwards and just whistle past you.
Right. Yeah, I'm just gonna step back over here and begin reloading my crossbow again.
All right, well, I'll go through the first part of my plan, and even though this guy's big and intimidating, I want to finish off the dude whose shield I destroyed, because I don't want to get taken from the side.
He's wrenching the clear out of the floor. He turns, swing this right hander in. Yeah, you split that in just as he's wrenching it out, and he kind of like accidentally parries you as he's pulling the blade out of the ground. Jars himself on it. Oh, yay! Like, very happy that he just did that. And so kind of scrambles on top of the table and comes doing a jumping attack down at Mange. Hey, 16.
Oh, great. Fucking great. Thanks. He hits. 3 damage. Alright. I am down to 8 HP.
Alright, so I'm gonna hit the one I fumbled on again.
15, that hits. Ooh, so close. As you like dive in under Mange's leg and just stab your short sword into its side, and then pull it out, and this greenish blood just sprays out, and your staggers backwards. But it is still up. It had 7 health. So Mr. Shieldless, it's gonna try and smack the goblin that just the tiny little goblin that just stabbed it. Nope. At the 7. Smashes into the floor again. Thankfully, doesn't embed it this time. So I'm just gonna try and hit the scam. Nope. That's a 5. Yeah, and a note for the 2 ranged people is that when you shoot into melee, they get a bonus to AC, and if you miss, then there's a 33% chance that you reroll to hit a friend.
That's nice.
Yay. Is there any chance that I might have a better chance of hitting the fucking dude on the table just because, you know, he's positioned awkwardly next to me?
Not mechanically, but you can do an exploit or something to knock him down easier. Remember, any attack you can try and do an exploit.
Mange is going to attempt to swing his axe and at the same time, like, unbalance him and flip him on his ass.
Remember, any attack that you hit on, you can declare that you're attempting a minor exploit, which can knock somebody prone, blind them for a second, disarm them, push them backwards, whatever you want to do. It's flavor how you're doing it.
Basically, I'm trying to trip him as a result of this. Fuck!
You swing and go to the legs, and the jumps and lands heavily here, like crunch from the table legs as they barely manage to support him.
Greenskins acrobatic!
It just kind of jumped and then... It's not graceful, but it avoided the attack.
Roy now with his loaded crossbow, he's just like, ah, shit. He aims down the sights. He'll try firing a shot. Fuck!
Yeah.
Roll a D3.
Yep, roll a D3.
I think that's a hit.
Yep.
Okay, I gotta roll attack again, though.
Yeah, so first roll a D6. That wouldn't hit any of them anyway.
Yeah.
You fire a shot and it's like skims just like fire that just as the orc kind of leans forward, and it goes like just like kind of almost shaves. Yeah, you almost get Mange of the shave.
Be careful, man thing!
The big old orc is gonna take another big old swing. Nope. 12. Like, massive telegraph swings that you're just easily like ducking and diving out of the way. You fought professionally trained people before, like dodging an orc is not really that hard.
It's nice to warm up.
Right. I'm looking through my crossbow right now, thinking it's a little bit too much of a risky shot. So I'm gonna actually put my crossbow on the ground, so in case Rowan wants to pick it up and use it. All right, that's fine. And I'll position myself over here behind this orc.
Yeah. Set the crossbow down, take out your blades, and go and get ready.
This right-hander is gonna
very fucked up, and the big boy.
Yep, he's gonna attempt to spy the hands, or well, not specifically the hands, but spy the dude that he's been attempting. I could go over a catchy phrase. I'm sorry.
I think the big boy or the one at 1 hit point.
The one with 1 hit point. Let's get this fucker out of the way.
He's like ignoring the big one as you swing. You turn and take a swing at him. And the orc like backpedals, avoiding the blade.
Fucking ace.
He's frustrating me.
On the table. 16. That hits.
God damn it! Stop it!
Yeah. The only one they can hit is mage. They're slowly increasing. That was a 3, so 4 damage.
Alright, Mange isn't going to use his thing yet. He's down to 4 HP.
Really? Alright.
I'm going to wait until something that's going to take my head off and then try and...
But remember, it lasts a couple rounds.
Oh, then hell yeah, I'm doing it. You didn't mention that earlier.
It lasts your con bonus. It lasts your con bonus in rounds, so it lasts 2 rounds.
Alright, I'm going to do that then. Stop fucking hitting me.
Yeah, so the orc kind of smashes into your, glances off your shoulder, then you feel like the pain go through, and you just kind of... Yeah, so what does Mange's rage look like as this cleaver nearly takes off his arm?
Yeah, stop cutting hair! Mage doesn't have that much anyway!
Somebody just starts screaming and frothing at the mouth a little.
Just sort of spits at the orc and it's just like, no need, barber!
It's like a bit of froth coming out the side of his mouth, he's just screaming. Alright, Stacy.
Alright, I'm gonna go and hit the orc.
Hit the non-shieldy boy who is still alive. 11 does not hit. He's like trying to stab him in the shins, but now he's aware you're there. He's very guarding his shins and like sweeping the blade around.
The hardiest orc.
Yeah, you're kind of like not getting the opportunity to stab him. He's just like swinging the blade around his feet like he's sweeping the floor.
Don't swing at Mange, swing at
Yeah,
goblin
He's
thing.
gonna swing at Stacy like he keeps trying to stab him in the shins. Nope.
Alright, blue boy.
Does he want to go for Stacy? Yeah, he wants to go for Stacy. No, that's a 7. Well, these blades just swing around. Right.
It's gotta be
Apparently
like...
Mange is the only one they can hit.
Mange is going to look at the one on the table again and just sort of, what he's sort of attempting to do as a minor exploit is to get his mind off of the idea of him trying to sweep at his legs again. He's just got to spit as hard as he can in his face and then try and like swing out his legs again with his attack. And for once, can I get a good fucking roll? Thank you!
You just hawk a big loon and it's gonna trying to wipe it out of his face, swipe in and do a big hefty cut to his leg. Like big chunk torn out of the leg, like dark green blood kind of spraying out. And then did you also want to try and skip him?
Yeah, I was trying to flip him on his ass.
So that'd be an opposed strength then?
Alright, so I roll strength, you roll strength.
Yep, it succeeded by 0. Yep. You're gonna need hit him in the leg, take out a good chunk, and it's kind of like right onto its shoulder.
Not so good, barber, now!
I'm honestly surprised that Mange knows the word barber.
Rowan, looking at his crossbow, he just throws it to the side and he pulls out his spell book and begins speaking arcane words as he approaches. And before he says the last syllable, he just screams, "Mage, duck!" as he goes ahead and casts Thunderwave.
So yeah, I'd say with the warning, you would give him advantage on the save.
Let me
It's
go
a
ahead and pull it.
big blast of blue arcane energy just shoots out, and that is a luck con. So Mange, roll a luck con, you get advantage because you warned it you did duck. The one that's lying down also will have disadvantage. The one on the table. Wow, he rolled a 2 and a 3. So he succeeds. I don't know if that'll help him. And
Okay.
the other one, he was an 8. So that just succeeds. That was his target.
2d8 half. 2 damage! Wow, that was more of a thunder, just puff of air. Yeah.
Yeah, so you clap that, and like, against somebody smaller, that'll be really effective, but you also just kind of brace their feet.
Is the one on the table still alive?
Yeah, he just kind of like rolls to the side and then rolls back, trying to get to his feet. Mage also takes it, but you take half damage, so you took 1 damage from that. Big boy orc gets a 12.
What's your AC, Siegfried?
15.
Yeah, he's a fighter, he's got AC. Yeah, this big old's just swinging way over your head. It's like,
Well, he's got exactly the same AC I have, but I've still been getting made by the Dinky Boys.
Big boy have vision problem.
he's like swinging over Siegfried's head like he's expecting to be fighting somebody his size.
Alright, yeah, so now I have my 2 short swords out. I'm gonna go right behind them and just try slice them in the back.
Sure.
So I'll get a +1 to the attack because 6 feet.
Currently, this has become a big bull mob. So not really. Yeah, you guys don't really outnumber.
He counts as 2 men, just with the accuracy of half of one.
Oh,
Damn. Oh, nice.
Nice.
So what's the max damage that you can do with the short sword?
The max damage I can do with short sword is a d6, so 6 damage.
So 6 plus your dex is 9 plus 1 is 10.
Yeah.
And then your offhand you get the offhand you attack with disadvantage.
Yeah.
All right. How do you want to do this?
Oh wow. Okay. I basically shank him in the back with my 1 short sword, and then as he lurches back to try to figure out what the hell hit him in the back, I'm just gonna go for his throat and just slice his throat out.
So as this massive orc is distracted, swinging over Siegfried's head, you run up behind 1 short sword, just stab into the leg, right through the kneecap. Siegfried, you see the blade come out at the other end. So goes down on 1 knee at that. And he's now actually jumps up off of him, gets on the top, and just slices the throat as he reaches over the head.
Siegfried is startled.
Yeah, you would just have the blade stick out, and then an elf appear over the head and slit his throat. This blood is being sprayed directly onto your face.
Yeah, I'll give a little wave to Siegfried.
Siegfried, you are now drenched in greenish orc blood. Fucker that refuses to get hit again.
Yeah, with a triumphant cry, he's gonna take another swing at Beat Up Boy.
No.
Are you?
Well, you got some in your eyes.
He's kind of you're there, swinging towards him, be everything is green. You can take a sec to wipe it out of your face.
Nemesis.
And this guy, he wants to stay. Set gets to his feet and swings down again. And he rolls a 5.
Mange dodges and just laughs. Not Barber! And he finally shanked this orc's leg off. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and shank him again with my short sword. Never mind.
Well, we all seem to be having trouble dealing with the 1 orc who has already lost his shield and is slowly bleeding out. But we managed to fucking kill the big boy in 1 fucking turn.
I stole all your guys' rolls.
And my thunder wave.
Also these guys don't need to test morale yet. Mob rule. There's 3 orcs. If there's 3 or more orcs within sight, they don't test morale.
Fucking great.
Orcs. I think Siegfried swung at him enough, and he's it's an awkward angle to hit the goblin, so he's going to try and swing for Siegfried's throat.
Fair, I guess.
10. If these orcs had swapped around their perception, their attacks, they would have destroyed you. This orc just got smashed with magic, so he's going to look into the shirtless Huni that just smashed him, and he's going to hit him with the big club. Hey, 13.
That misses! Yes! 1 under my armor class. Thank fuck the wizard lives.
Just swinging with that, and you dive backwards out of the way.
I pull out my spell book to block the blow, and just fuck.
Yeah, I like that better. So as he's swinging, the spellbook just kind of swings in front and hits him to it. Thankfully, the spellbook is magically protected, so he doesn't rip the spellbook in half.
So Mange, seeing that he's swinging at Rowan, I was wondering would it be possible for me to attack the blue orc in such a way where I prevent him from taking an attack of opportunity if Rowan backs off?
You could disarm him.
Alright, so I am going to attempt to fucking knock his weapon out of his hand. Now attack man thing! Oh, and also as much as possible cut off his arm. Fuck!
What is with these rolls, man?
Why did you have to steal all the luck, Dark Elf?
Damn Dark Elf.
Damn Dark Elf.
Yeah, you go to swing in, and York just brings up the shield and deflects it off.
Rowan is gonna flavor his disengage action by just doing a backwards somersault. Just fuck this.
Is that deflected? Just roll backwards out of the way.
Yeah, he'll even roll acrobatics just for flavor of it. Just
it's a very good backwards roll.
And then he's just fuck this, and he'll begin reaching for the crossbow already loaded as his action. Or
you roll backwards and reach over and grab the crossbow. Okay, Laristay, you're gonna clean up all the rest of the orcs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go behind this one, yeah, and just go for another attack.
A tip, I'd recommend you standing here, because then if you kill him with the first attack, you can hit him with the offhand.
That is a good call. Thank you, DM. Alright, I'll attack the one that's on 1 HP, because he's been around for way too long.
And all of a sudden you roll 1.
Nope. Swing that. He's diving out of the way.
Yeah, I'll go with the offhand attack as well. Same guy. For crying out!
Just whiffing everywhere.
This is the luckiest orc I've ever seen.
He's getting a name.
I am gonna. Here we go. Die, red dude.
Hey! just
Finally.
as he gets the name. Just as he gets the name. Yes, as he's there, like, backpedaling himself away from an arrow, he basically backs up into your sword.
Like, I was actually just. It's like Siegfried was just bringing it up to do an attack and actually done
it
it
around. Like, okay, don't you track the big guy anymore? He just walks it. It walks backwards onto the point. It's like, okay, that works. Push him off of it.
And so they still have movement, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, but I kind of move out a little more into the open where I'd be able to try to intercept a blue guy when he goes after Rowan on my next turn.
Yep, there is only 2 orcs left, so now they test him around. This guy wants to stay. He's gonna turn and try and hit the elf woman that just appeared. That's a 16.
16 will hit.
And that is 6 damage.
Ow, that actually hurts a lot.
You just swing like slices across your unarmored midsection.
You see, you've gotten too close to Mange, and you have picked up some of his luck now.
It just swings this cleave, you managing to duck back enough that it doesn't just disembowel you, but it's still a decent cut across your unarmored midsection. Stacey, are you?
Alright, I'm gonna hit the blue guy now.
This time you're going for the shins.
God damn it.
You go for the shin? That is an 11. You go to stab in the shin, and he swings down, you both just miss. The blue guy, he doesn't quite like you trying to stab him in the shin. That's a 7.
Even reach the fucking orc's chin.
Yeah, she's going for the shin. Shin.
Oh, I thought you said chin. I'm like, how is he reaching that far?
Yeah, so they're just like whiffing at each other, doing nothing. Oh, he didn't roll him up. He's meant to roll him around, but he rolled a 7, so he's good.
Alright. Mange, is just like, Mange needs kill! Okay, well, I'm just gonna fucking swing at Green Orc again. So, yeah! Hey. Fucking finally! I want to decapitate this bitch.
Wait. Shield.
No! No!
Oh, you just cocked him, Zach. You just cocked him.
Nope, you forgot it first, and you already put the axe on! Give me that kill!
He got kill cocked.
Yeah, as you rear up with his axe and go to swing as he's attracted flower stay, it's gonna instinctually bring the shield, you just smash that shield to pieces. Yeah, you just smash that shield to tinder.
Then Mange just sort of like glares at him and then looks at the elf and say, "No, steal, kill!"
Rowan?
This is the turn where he shoots Mage in the back.
Just Rowan. Well, that misses. Roll D3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the kill. I'm gonna try kill him.
You'd sidestep around if you didn't want to steal the kill.
No, I'm gonna steal the kill.
Are you gonna try? Yeah.
So 4 damage.
Don't steal! You just slit the orc's throat.
Mange glares daggers at you. He's still foaming.
Yeah, I'll just move over here then.
Blocking off the orc's escape route.
Pretty much, yeah.
Siegfried?
Siegfried is he's just gonna go ahead and move in and engage the orc.
That just barely misses AC 14.
Shit.
He swings it and just catches and turns it away on the shield.
Alright, I'm gonna stab the blue dude again.
Nope.
Never mind.
Remember, you only have 1 use of it right now, but you can give people a bonus on an attack roll.
Okay. And in that case, I'm gonna give it to
You say
Mange.
Yeah, so when that attack happens, you're going to say, hey, have a +3. Alright. This orc is staying. Like, a non-orc, I'd be saying they just run right now, but orcs are not known for being smart. So, yeah, he's going to try and smack the one with the big-ass sword that is swung at him. 17. 7 damage. Yep, Siegfried, as you step up and just barely parries that, kind of swings in, It smashes quite heavily onto your armor.
Mange wants to get rid of this pesky-ass fucking shield. So that's how I'm going to flavor my attack.
You trying to disarm?
Yeah, I try and disarm shield. Fuck you! Fuck you, Roll20! You are the worst system!
What did I come back to?
You're trying to like hook the axe around to pull the shield off, but yeah, you're just not able to get anywhere. That's backing up and kind of swinging wildly.
Okay.
If you wanted to melee, you could stab from here. You'd be at disadvantage though, because there's a wall.
I'm not the melee guy, so
Reload.
I think I'm gonna. Actually, that's gonna take an action. So I got an idea. I'm gonna pick up my my mini crossbow, and oh wait, yeah, that's shit. That if I attempted to throw it, it'd also be a melee or a ranged attack, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can throw it though. It's not going to do much damage if it hits.
No, I'm attempting to do a exploit to either. Yeah, fuck it. Siegfried, I apologize in advance if I hit you in the back of the head.
Fuck.
Let me roll. Let me roll my light crossbow to see what I even get.
So you throw it.
Yeah, I throw it, and I want to do a major not major, a minor exploit of hitting him in the head to either make him lose balance and fall over, or to possibly stun him.
Stunning is a bit much for a minor exploit, but
I'll make him.
Fucking knock the shield out of his hands!
I thought you were gonna say minor explosion, and I got
Oh
worried.
yeah, I could throw it at or throw his hand to make him either drop his or try and disarm him with his shield or his.
and so, yeah, you throw that in like improvised weapon. It would do D4 damage. No wait, it's D2 damage for improvised, and that'd be an opposed strength check to see if he drops the shield. You just throw it before your strength and kind of hits him in the arm. See if you manage to hit that nerve cluster. I succeeded by 14.
14. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so it kind of hits into the shoulder and kind of looks confused for a second and gets back into the fight.
Just start flipping him off like, yeah.
Right, I'm gonna move into combat with the last orc. Go for another attack. Would I get a +1 to this because we surround him?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Offhand?
Nah, yeah, I'll attack with my offhand. Nope, still doing it. But I do have a hidden blade ability to re-roll my failed melee attack, so I'll re-roll it.
Yeah, so as you swing that blade, it misses, and this dagger kind of shoots out of your wrist, shoots out from your armor to swing towards him.
No.
And kind of swing. No, kind of sticks into the shield.
Oh, I tried.
Siegfried is going to.
I mean, you could swing at him and then move there so that he has disadvantage to attack back.
That's a good point. Yeah, so he's going to do that, actually.
You're going to swing while stepping to the side. You just swing and kind of hit the shield again as you step sideways. Get the wall between you.
This orc, I'm just imagining this orc just like spinning on his hips, fucking blocking things all around him, just like a fucking anime protagonist.
Alright, I'm gonna stab him again.
Nope.
Fuck!
Nope.
Alright, his turn. Who does he want to stab? I think the elf who just appeared behind him. Nope. Mange,
Okay, I'm giving Mange my +3.
You can say that after the roll. You can get the +3 after the roll.
Don't put that much faith in Mange yet. I'm gonna roll 1 because you said that.
You're gonna get
Concentration is
Fucking yeah. You don't actually help Mange with it. You don't help Mange with it. You hold off for a moment.
You guys
What do I
understand,
even do?
all of these attacks is wailing on this thing's shield as he's there, like holding the shield up and backing him to the corner.
I don't. Rowan's just kind of looking at this clusterfuck, just like, what the fuck? He's just gonna spend his action reloading for right now, and just like
take out your own crossbow and start reloading it.
Yeah, take out my own crossbow.
All right, I'll go for another attack with my short sword. The monk sword.
Okay.
Finally.
That breaks the shield.
Yeah, I'll attack with my offhand.
The shield finally falling apart after the beating it's taken. So, how do you finish off the orc?
No!
Like 7 health.
I basically just take the short. After hitting breaking the shield, I'm gonna just put my other short sword right through his eye.
With one hand, you're gonna bring it in, hitting into the shield, it finally crumbling apart, and you're staggering back a bit from below. You just jump forward and just stab right through its face. gonna ride it down to the ground as it falls.
Isn't the offhand weapon at disadvantage, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the disadvantage.
Oh,
Yeah, he
rolled
got
it.
15
Alright.
out of 10.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Mange watches as he dies in front of him, and then sort of turns to the dark elf, and just sort of foam comes out of the corner of his mouth.
You're welcome.
So Mange has ended today with only one ear, and Siegfried is ahead because he's gotten another one off of this dude to get.
Yeah, I'll slice off the ears of each one I killed just out of spite.
Mange is just going to just sort of go into the corner and silently fume.
Climbed into the fire pit.
He's just going to come over here and just sort of sit like on the ground with his arms crossed and just sort of grumble to himself at Queekish.
Well, we have a new hideout, so let's get these bodies out of here.
Well, at least we think we got a new hideout, considering we haven't checked the upstairs, but I'm going to assume so.
Yeah, that was more of an assumption, yeah.
I was about to bring that up, yeah.
Let's go check upstairs.
You guys want to do a short rest first?
I'm going to do a short rest. Mange is going to sit here and fume as a short rest. Every now and then, in between all the Queekish, you hear just like, man thing, a knife here. To be honest, he's actually not as pissed at Siegfried as he is as the fucking knife here.
You would see, like, if you made eye contact with Siegfried at some point, he just kind of does this, like, shrug.
Mange looks at Siegfried and gives him an approving nod, but then he looks at Leraste and just sort of, like, even more foam.
I would just laugh at it.
And then Rowan will go ahead and just take out his book, just begin reading, and, like, have his feet propped up on the table.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chill on this couch over here while we have our short rest.
Yeah, so a short rest is like a minute or two as you can like bandage yourselves up and take a breather.
Yeah, Siegfried's just gonna see to his bruises.
But also, you're pretty sure that if anything else was in this place, they would have heard the sounds of that fight.
Mm.
That was a fairly long fight as they go. So yeah, the house is clear of everything else. At least everything else dangerous.
Do we gain back any HP after a short rest?
You gain back half the amount you lost.
Yeah,
if you go ahead and roll willpower.
A short rest, but I can tell you that's basically all the fighting for the day, so you're going to get a long rest.
I'm going Mange, after he's done with his bitching section, is going to check the entire room, like every nook and cranny possible for shiny things.
Is anybody else searching the place or searching the bodies or anything?
I'm
gonna search some of the bodies.
Yeah, I'll have a look at see what's up in this area.
So as you guys search around the room and search the bodies, you've got basically all the time in the world to search around. So you find kind of scattered around the room various like small shiny objects, a couple like gold coins scattered around, a couple nice looking silver chalices and stuff. It looks to be of various value, which is around 60 gold worth.
Mange is going to attempt to take as much of it for himself as possible, because he is Mange. Rowan's found some of it, and Mange isn't going to deprive him of that, but if nobody else is searching for it, Mange isn't. He's going to attempt to not tell people that he found more shinies.
I mean, roll a sleight of hand.
Alright, 9 out of 15.
You managed to slip, I'd say, about 5 gold worth without anybody knowing. As far as they know, only 55 gold worth was found.
He then, after slipping said 5 gold into his pocket undetected, he's just like, "Find gold, split party!" Since there are currently 5 of us, that would be 11 gold apiece. Unknowingly giving Mange 16.
And then, Stacey, you were searching the bodies, right? As you were searching the bodies, you see most of them just had what they were wearing, kind of like mix of leather and bits of metal. You see a couple that are basically just a strapped plate to themselves for armor, like an actual dinner plate, just kind of strapped onto the place, strapped onto them to use as armor. But on the big orc, you see like on his side in a comically looking small pouch, but it's actually a decently sized one. It just looks tiny as fuck on his waist. This small pouch, which you kind of open up, and you see these like 2 small, probably about like palm length, but probably about the width of a finger or so, which you would recognize immediately as being a bit of weird stone. Peek into that bag and see these 2 chunks in there.
I let the group know that I found some stones in a pouch on the big orc.
Mange is going to, at the sound of this, just like sort of leap over, thinking that they might be jewelry, and just like come over and be like, "Can Mange see?"
Do I know that they're word stones?
You've all been in Mordheim long enough to know what Weirdstone looks like.
I guess I'm just gonna, yeah, if anybody wants this, I guess.
Mange is going to like basically run over and try and take one of them at least.
Rowan would go ahead and raise his hand. I might be able to cook up a form of ritual for us, possibly.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna give one to Rowan, I guess. And then second one's up for grabs.
Mange like comes over and says, "Give to Mange, please."
Alright, I drop it into Mange's hand.
Right, so Rowan and Mange, give me a will test. Mange, you have advantage because you are escaping. You're fine. You feel the like crackle of energy go up you as you touch this thing, but you slot it into a pouch.
Mange actually pulls it out and like just sort of goes back into his corner and just sits there staring at it.
Precious.
Basically the closest thing that you can imagine. But actually after a short while, Mange just like sort of perks up a moment. You just see him just like jump up a tiny bit. He's still sitting, but he just like, it's obvious that he's realized something. He puts the warp stone away and pulls out that chalice and starts, I'm assuming there's like a tablecloth or something that's probably ripped to shreds, but he takes as much of it as he can, like rips it off the table and starts like actually properly polishing off the shit. Is there a way for Mange to know basically how much this chalice is worth?
Roll an intelligence.
All right. Wow, I actually made it.
Yeah, you'd say this thing will probably be, once properly cleaned up, probably 10 gold.
Mange got the most money out of it, at least. He didn't get the most years, but he got the most money.
At some point while we're looking around, I will go up to Rowan and ask, Rowan, where did you put my crossbow?
Rowan, like, you probably can't see it, but his eyes would sort of light up, but like from the gesture, it'd just be like his mask would just like come to a sudden, he like points over in the general direction, like over there.
Yeah, you look at and you see like the bow bit of it is kind of stuck slightly into the shoulder of one of the orcs.
And why is it on the orc?
I was trying to attack them, and I was out of arrows. And it hit him.
I'll kind of punch him in the chest and walk over and collect the crossbow. And as that happens, I just say, I'll remember this.
Rowan's gonna make his way over to the study to set himself up there and possibly get some books on.
You head over to the study, you see the door's kind of slightly kicked in, but not fully all the way. It's like it's been kicked enough that the only way to open it now is to just kick it all the way in.
Alright, Rowan would... he'll attempt to kick it. Great. Yes.
Rear up, kind of brace up against the one kick with all your might. Thankfully, it seems like the orc is probably like one kick off and kicking it open. You just boot it open.
He'll enter, take a nice breath in, just lovely.
The smell of moth-eaten books.
Lovely.
Like went in expecting a nice fresh study, but then you realised, Mordheim's been abandoned for like 2 years, so. The books are not in a good state.
Yeah, but the books wouldn't be that destroyed by it.
In Mordheim,
it's only 2 years.
That's how moist the room got, I think.
Yeah, Mordheim tends to fuck with things.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, be happy there's not tentacles growing out of the walls.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
I guess,
you're saying be happy there aren't tentacles of the fucking Zinch cultist.
Yeah. At least he's not a Slanesh cultist.
Yeah.
If this were a Slanesh cultist, then I wouldn't be allowed to stream this on Twitch. Chatterbait, here we go.
Yeah, I guess since this room hasn't been explored yet, Rowan will begin searching around. If anybody else is gonna come in.
Mange, in response to hearing the crack of the wood, will come over, and probably join in.
Siegfried's gonna take stock of what food's around the kitchen, and I assume over here is a pantry and stuff.
Yeah, so you look around and the pantry has been absolutely raided. There's not really anything left, and the only thing that looks edible is the slabs of unidentified meat on the table.
Which have all been covered in fucking orc blood at this point?
Yeah, which are now absolutely drenched in blood.
It's pretty nasty.
Are you up for green steak? No.
And wasn't cooked to begin with.
Green eggs and ham.
Yeah. 2-year-old greenskin's.
So as you guys go and start exploring your new house, you see that, like, seems like anything that was of shiny value was already taken and like plopped into the main room by the orcs. Thankfully, some rooms seem untouched. Like, seems like they never actually went upstairs. The study and this room were locked, and then as you go upstairs, it just seems like they just didn't go upstairs. It might be because like the stairway's fairly thin, so it would have been a bit of a squeeze for them to get up.
Mange is going to check the study with Rowan.
Yeah, Larista's gonna investigate this room over here.
Well, as you go up, you see the door is locked and a little bit kicked, but not enough to ruin it.
Alright.
You are a rogue, you can try and lockpick it.
Yeah, I was gonna try and lockpick it. So that's a traps and locks check, right?
Yep, yeah. The lock's like very basic, and you just open.
Alright.
Peek into what seems to be like a small storeroom kind of thing. It's a nice rug. A little bit moth-eaten, but seems mostly fine.
Is there anything valuable in the room or anything like that?
Roll a detection.
Aha!
Nice.
He finds the hidden treasure that isn't in the pile of shit.
Yeah, so you go looking around, you can like check through all the drawers, and look through the shelves at like these bottles of what looks like it was probably once something, but is now long since gone away to the point where it's not going to be anything besides sludge. You can look through some of the things, and you find like in like a drawer and one thing that's kind of stuck. You can yank that open, and you find a small nice necklace in there.
Yeah, I'll pocket it.
It's like nice and decorative kind of silver. Obviously, it's nothing compared to elven craftsmanship, but it's decent for as far as human standards. As you guys are checking the study, you can like shifting through drawers and all that, kind of yanking them open if they're locked. Yeah, they don't have that good locks, so yeah, fairly easy to open them up. In one, you find a small tome, small book in one of the drawers that was locked, which seems to be untouched by whatever it was that destroyed all the other books on the shelves.
Ooh, Ron will take a peek at that.
So you look through it, and what languages do you read?
I have arcane lore, but I have dark tongue and Queekish as well as.
Yeah, so as you look through it, roll an arcane lore.
5 degrees of success.
So as you look through it, you're like, oh, you notice it's written in a cipher, but you also notice it's a fairly common cipher. It's like what most like mages write their spellbooks in. Like a slight variation to a bit. Yeah, you could decode this decently easier given a bit of time.
Does Mange notice anything that would either be interesting for Mange or the mage?
Yeah, nothing else looks shiny in here.
Mange just sort of ruffs and starts to head upstairs.
There's like a brass candle holder, which might once have been shiny, but is long past since being shiny.
Since it isn't shiny, Mange doesn't notice it.
Ron would go ahead and stick his arm out and say, "Oh yeah. You remember when I went ahead and helped you pay for that armor, eh?"
Mange just sort of looks at him. He pulls out the chalice that he hasn't completely finished rubbing of shit at this point, and just sort of grunts a little bit and tosses it at Rowan, and then starts walking away.
And Rowan will yell back, once you're done searching around, come back to me and I might be able to do something with that warp stone. Yeah, Rowan's going to go ahead and set up a mini weird stone ritual table, like here if possible.
Yeah, you can like push the table to the side, get out some chalk, and start doing some things.
Siegfried's gonna head upstairs and invite Staciog up if they want to come.
Yeah, I'll come up.
Alright. Probably from the passageway closest to us.
Yeah, there's only the one stairway to actually get up there proper.
Alright.
Yeah.
So which way do I...
This way leads into this room, and this way leads into that room.
Is there a way to get in here, through here?
No, that's a wall.
So this is just its own self-contained room.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. What am I spotting in here?
You find this small room with like a chair and a small table in it. Nothing shiny.
Nothing shiny. Maybe just like, maybe man things will like. Goes back downstairs. He's going to then proceed to go back into the main room and head upstairs.
From where Siegfried and Staciog are, we're gonna start checking out these rooms.
Yeah, so you guys start checking through the rooms, and I think fairly quickly notice like the telltale signs of like clever looters. So like everything isn't wrecked like most of the downstairs room, but everything of value has kind of already been taken. From Stacey Ogg, you can tell like they sent the goblins up to get all the shiny stuff, so they didn't have to try and squeeze up the stairway.
All right, I'm going to assume they're already in some of these other rooms and sort of just walk past them. I don't think anybody's gotten into this one yet. Actually, no, they've checked all of them at this point, right? By the time I've gotten up here.
Yeah, they've been up there a decent while. They've been checking around all the rooms. He's gonna squeeze past them as they're checking the room.
What is this stuff right here? I can't really tell what it is.
This is like a very small fireplace to kind of like warm things up more than anything. I think this is like it's more like a shelving bit to kind of like put coats and stuff.
Are any of the coats shiny?
There are currently not any coats in it.
Then they are not shiny. Ninja is going to head into this room.
You step into what would seem to be like kind of the master bedroom. So like very nice sheets, a table, a desk, some chairs. It's a fairly nice human room.
It looks pretty. Mange likes it. Mange starts pissing on the doorway to mark his territory.
Mange has claimed his room.
Shit, I saw the eagle. I was like, oh, you gotta get there.
Then you should have said you went there.
I should've.
It's the biggest. It seems like it's the biggest room, so it's the biggest place.
It just made more sense in characters. Like, oh, I see doors right in front of me.
Yeah. Because as you come out the room, you like smell something. You look over when you see Mange kind of against the door with his leg up. Thankfully, his back to you.
Just kind of sigh and like walk away.
Are you sure? Thankfully, considering he gets like a full view of my asshole.
I mean, there's a tape in the way. You don't really get a full view. You get a partial view.
See you later. He just has an eye patch.
You get a partial view and quickly turn yourself away so you don't see more. Don't see anything that'll scar you for life.
After he finishes pissing on it, he takes out his dagger and does his best attempt at drawing the same sort of rat skull symbol that he has on his chest on the door.
I thought you were going to do the Skaven symbol because that's a lot easier.
Yeah, he does that, and then he fucking does the other thing on top of it.
Yeah, just roll a dex. See how well you do.
What? Can I get advantage since I'm just taking my time with it?
Sure.
Thank you!
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta start off, you're like, oh wait, come slow down and take your time. You start slowly carving out the symbol.
Mange artist! Yeah, it's a really nice looking symbol that smells like piss.
How much progress is Rowan on his ritual room so far?
Yeah, you're like still setting it up. It takes a fair while to set up a ritual room.
After Mange finishes with all of this, I don't know how long this is actually going to all take, but afterwards he's going to head back down and go to Rowan because he had mentioned to come back and chill out.
Yeah, so it's Stacey, Siegfried, and Lara stay doing.
I kind of want to go into Mange's room, or no, not Mange's room. Sorry, the room where he did where he was supposed to do an arcane check. I guess arcane lore check.
So you're gonna head back around to come up to this room.
Go up here, and then yeah.
Yeah. So you head back down, come up and see that room. So you're kind of exploring everything else.
And I'm just gonna do an arcane lore check there.
Yeah, you look around, you can tell there's definitely like a kind of like researching room, like somewhere off away from the rest of the house where you can kind of do your research in quiet. There's like paper on the desk, fairly like half rotted away and not really legible anymore. Siegfried, last day. What about you two?
Right, I want to have a look at and see what's in this room.
As you look in, you see like fairly nice, like kind of waiting drawing room kind of thing. Like there's a piano there, and some chairs around, and you see like a very nice looking curtain kind of separating off the room.
So that is like that whole entire thing is the room?
Yeah, it's all technically one room, but there's a curtain dividing it.
Well, I know what room the fucking elf is gonna take.
Siegfried's gonna check this room next to the one Laura stays in.
Yeah, I'm also going to just like peek my head out and just shout across down the hallway. I claim this room.
Mange don't care.
I will kill you if you come in here.
Mange don't care.
So you step in, you see this seems like it was like a personal shrine kind of thing. There's candles and there's small figurines. Seems to be like a small shrine dedicated to Ulrich, who is the Empire god of war and winter.
All right, my room, and so bed and everything else in here pretty basic.
Yeah, the rest it seems like a fairly basic and like Spartan room. Not really a whole lot else. Although you do also see a small room here that seems to have like a supply room. Although that has also been ransacked. There's like empty sacks and everything scattered around in it.
Nice.
And after a bit, Rowan has finished setting up his Like little arcane room.
I think Mange is gonna join him in a bit, so he's gonna go ahead and wait for him.
Yeah, Mange comes downstairs after he's done like doing the carving and marking his territory.
Rowan will go ahead and as soon as he enters, just like, shut the door. I got something to show you.
Mange attempts to shut the completely broken door.
Yeah. You shut the door and it swings open again a little bit.
Mange just sort of kicks it again.
You eventually just kind of push something against it to hold it open. Hold it closed even.
Rowan is going to go ahead and he's going to empty out the one piece of warp stone in the middle of the ritual shrine thing. And then also he's going to grab his new shit chalice. Take it, just drop it in there.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, he's going to start flipping through his spell book and start reading some arcane as he's going to commit to the ritual led to gold.
We'll arcane all.
Here with a -1. I'm gonna use my reroll for that. What the fuck?
Oh no! Tentacles everywhere.
Oh boy, this is a great start, isn't it?
Yeah, this is two nat 20s. Fucking hell.
Yeah, so you
Would be great if it was D&D.
So you place the weird stone down and put the chalice next to it and start doing a whole string of arcane gestures. You start performing the ritual, and partway through you see the weird stone starts to glow and kind of bounce around, kind of like if you put popcorn in the microwave. It's hop around, and the chalice starts to glow, so it goes red and then white, and then there's a flash, and it clears, and you have to look down to see several shards of seemingly gold embedded in you as you both take 2 damage. Several shards of metal just embedded themselves in you.
Whoa, Mange is just like, what the fuck, dude?
You see the weird stone shard as well is gone.
Mange says, that was not insured. Mange not owe you more.
Would that have created quite a bit of noise?
Yeah, you guys all heard a loud bang from downstairs.
I stretch and head on over.
Mange takes the chair from the door, picks it up, and is prepared to swing at Rowan. I attempt to swing at him, my fingers slip, and I throw it over his head.
Goes and smashes against the wall. At that point, Larastay and Siegfried kind of shoulder open the door.
Mange never check this shit again!
What is going down? What's going on down here?
Oh, we've actually lost Rowan.
Yeah, his internet
crashed. It crashed his internet.
Yeah.
Mange has now officially just killed Rowan. Just beat him to death with a chair.
As everyone else comes in, Maine's just like, man, make sparkly thing happen! It hurt! And he just points at some of the shards in him.
Oh.
That makes you want to beat him up, right?
Already through chair!
Alright, that's good enough.
What is this magical fuckery? I don't know, did something blow up? Did he test an attack on you?
Mange don't know!
Why are you hanging out with the guy doing the spookiness?
Didn't know was spooky until shards.
Oh, live and learn.
It is a decent place to finish up the session regardless. As Rowan royally screws up the first Wavestone ritual of the game.